Okay. Dividing real numbers. Remember, Dylan, the answers are in the back of the book. Also, number one, dividing is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. Okay? That's what we did in all of those problems, all of that nested complex fractions. 1 over a fraction is just 1 times the reciprocal. So it turns into the reciprocal of the denominator. That's what we were doing that entire time. Okay? When dividing positive and negative numbers, the signs are the same. I mean, if the signs are the same, the result is positive. So if I have a positive over a positive, then my answer is positive. If I have a negative over a negative, then my answer is positive. But if the signs are different, then the result is negative. Okay? Just to review a bit of that. Let's go down here and look at something pretty simple. Okay? First thing, Taylor, 24 divided by 6. I mean, we're just reducing this fraction. But remember, the fraction bar says divided by. That's what it means. It means divided by. So it's 24 divided by 6. Taylor, 24 divided by 6? 4. Okay, 4 over 1. Fine. Grace, 24 divided by negative 6, or 24 over negative 6. Negative 4. Right? Because Parker, couldn't I have taken this negative and put it on top? In fact, that's what they did in the next problem. Okay? So Parker, what is negative 24 over 6? Negative 4 again. All right? Now, James, negative 24 over negative 6. 4. Okay? Because now I've got a negative divided by a negative. Think about this for a minute. Last year, 2 years ago, in 6th grade, your teachers blew your world apart by telling you there's no such thing as subtraction. Why didn't you learn all that? Okay, fine. Okay? And we're just adding opposites. Well, there's no such thing as division either. You just multiply by the reciprocal. If I take these two numbers, negative 24 over negative 6, do you agree that this equals negative 24 over 1 times 1 over negative 6? Right, if I multiply them back together, I'm going to get the same thing as I started with. Now, Parker, tell me if this is right. Can I take this negative from the bottom and put it on top? Is that okay? 1 over negative 6. Can I write it as negative 1 over 6? Okay, good. All right, so let me go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to write it as negative 1 over 6. Now, do you see that the same rules for multiplication apply? Negative times negative gives me positive 24 over 1 times 6 is 6. So I'm getting the same thing, right? Whenever I have two negatives, they cancel each other out. In multiplication and division, well, let me ask you something, SK. Because earlier when we were doing the problem and you were coming up with negative 36 or whatever, if I'm adding negatives, do they cancel each other out? No. Negative 6 plus negative 4, does that become positive 10? No. Now I'm just increasing the number of negatives that I have. They only cancel each other out when I'm multiplying and dividing. Okay, make it quick.
So if it's negative 24 over negative 6.
Yes, like D.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's its own thing. Like it's not just negative 24 over 6 or 24 over 6. It's its own special branch of mathematics.
Okay, I don't know if I'd go that far, but I will tell you this. You can't, this does not equal negative 24 over 6. That is not true.
Equals positive.
Right, because these two things just cancel each other out.
Because the line thing with the fraction is really just a thing to say multiply by this.
Right, and when I multiply two negatives, I get positive. Yeah. All right, good. All right, let's look at the next one. Oh, man, I'm in the